Alright, let's dive into this chaos. Imagine a game of chess where the pieces are actual countries, and the board is the Middle East. That's basically what's happening right now. Trump says the US is only semi-negotiating with Iran. Wait, what does that even mean? Is this diplomacy or a passive-aggressive power move? Personally, I think Trump's trying to sound tough while avoiding actual responsibility. He's basically saying, we're watching Iran suffer from a distance, like economic warfare is some kind of spectator sport. But here's the kicker, Iran isn't playing along. They're demanding compensation for war damage before reopening the Strait of Hormuz. Let me translate, you broke it, you bought it. And Trump's chess game comment? Yeah, real strategic. It sounds more like wishful thinking than a plan. Now, let's talk about the Strait of Hormuz. This isn't just a shipping lane, it's the jugular vein of global oil supply. Iran's saying, open the strait. Only if the US apologizes, pays up, and goes away. What's fascinating is how this flips the script. The US is usually the one dictating terms, but here, Iran's leveraging desperation. And Trump's response? Letting inflation and sanctions do the work. That's like saying, starve them till they surrender. But history shows sanctions rarely work without a carrot. Is Trump banking on regime collapse? Or is this just a distraction from domestic issues? In my opinion, this is dangerously naive. Countries don't fold because you're semi-negotiating, they adapt. And Iran's already adapting by cozying up to regional allies. Speaking of allies, check this, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Turkey just signed a defense pact. Iran's gloating that this proves no one trusts the US anymore. And honestly, they're not wrong. The Middle East has been the US's playground for decades, but the kids are leaving the playground. What many people don't realize is that this isn't just about Iran, it's about the slow collapse of American credibility. Netanyahu rejecting the Gaza peace plan? That's another domino. His saying, US policy, not my boss. So while Trump brags about historic deals, his allies are quietly building a world without him. A detail I find fascinating is how interconnected this all is. The Strait of Hormuz, Yemen's Red Sea attacks, Gaza, it's not separate conflicts, it's one giant feedback loop of mistrust. Let's zoom out. The Houthis attacking Yemen's port of Mocha twice in 24 hours? That's not random. They're testing how far they can push while the world's distracted by Iran. And the US blockade? It's a no-win scenario. If Trump lifts it, he looks weak. If he keeps it, the crisis escalates. From my perspective, this isn't just about oil, it's about identity. The US clings to its role as the security broker, but countries like Saudi Arabia and Turkey are saying, we'll handle our own security. This raises a deeper question. If the US can't protect its allies, what's the point of being the global superpower? And Netanyahu's Gaza stance? That's the final nail in the coffin of US influence. Israel's saying, your peace plan? Irrelevant. So here's the takeaway, this isn't just a news cycle. It's the unraveling of a 70-year-old world order. Trump's America First isn't reshaping foreign policy, it's accelerating the void. And in that void, regional powers are rewriting the rules. If you take a step back and think about it, the Strait of Hormuz isn't the story is the death of American exceptionalism. And honestly, no amount of semi-negotiating will fix that. What do you think? Is this the end of US dominance, or just a blip? Let me know in the comments.